This is the most closed country on earth. Here, owning a single book can cost you your life. But rewind 160 years to a sealed kingdom, and one young man from Wales the world would forget. The story of how a book outlived an empire begins with a fire. Robert Jermain Thomas was born in the hills of Wales, the son of a preacher, raised on scripture and song. He was gifted, mastering languages the way other men mastered trades. Ordained before he was 23, he wanted only one thing: to carry the gospel where it had never been heard. And he did not go alone. He married Caroline. In 1863, the newlyweds sailed for the far side of the world, China. It was a brutal voyage. Months of storms and sickness at sea. They reached Shanghai with their whole life still ahead of them. Then, Caroline lost their child. And within months, her own life.
Don't stop, Robert. Go to them. Promise me.
He was 24, a widower, alone at the edge of a continent. He could have gone home. Instead, he looked farther east, toward Korea, the Hermit Kingdom, sealed against all foreigners on pain of death. From Korean exiles, he learned the language, letter by strange letter.
If Korea has no Bible, then I will carry it there myself.
His chance came aboard a ship called the General Sherman. It was no mission ship, an armed American trader hunting profit. Its crew wanted silver from a kingdom that wanted no one. Thomas went aboard as their interpreter, his case of Bibles at his side. In August 1866, they pushed up the Taedong River, deeper and deeper toward Pyongyang, the forbidden capital. At every bend, Thomas threw his books to the people on the shore. Strange gifts in the language of heaven from a doomed ship. But an armed foreign ship deep inside a closed kingdom was not a guest. It was an act of war. Then the summer river fell and the ship ran aground. Stuck in the mud, it could not move. And now, thousands of Korean soldiers lined both banks. For days, the two sides stared across the water. Shots were traded. Men on both sides died. Then, the Koreans built their answer. Boats packed with firewood, soaked in oil, and set alight. They floated the flames downstream, straight into the stranded ship. The General Sherman began to burn, and hundreds gathered on the shore to watch it die.
Look at him! What is he throwing?
On the burning deck, Thomas was not fighting the fire. He was throwing books.
Take it! Please, take it!
The very books this kingdom killed for, landing at the feet of its people. When the crew was finally overrun, a soldier seized Thomas in the shallows and dragged him, soaked and burned, onto the sand. His name was Park Chung-gwan. His sword was already raised. And Thomas, with seconds to live, held out one last book.
Why? Why does he give this to me?
He was 26. He never saw Korea open its doors. But Park had taken the book to destroy it, he told himself.
These words, they will not leave me alone.
And Park was not the only one. All along the shore, the scattered pages had survived the fire. One man, unable to read them, pasted the pages onto his walls. using the holy book of a banned religion as wallpaper. A whole room papered top to bottom in words Korea had outlawed. And people began to come, not to see the man, but to read his walls. Line by line, strangers sounded out a gospel no one had preached to them. The house became a meeting place. The seed the soldier tried to bury was quietly, stubbornly growing. A book thrown from a burning ship had rooted itself in Pyongyang. 40 years later, in that very city, something broke open. In 1907, a revival swept Pyongyang, thousands weeping and praying at once. Churches rose faster than they could be counted. They called it the Jerusalem of the East, the most Christian city in all of Asia, grown from the ashes of one burning ship. The book Thomas died to deliver had become a nation's heartbeat. And then, history closed its hand. A war tore the peninsula in two. The north, the very city of the revival, became the capital of a nation where owning a Bible can cost your life. But the seed had already crossed the line. Those glowing churches of Seoul, where our story began, they are the revival's grandchildren. The empire that killed Thomas is dust. So were the ones that followed it. But the book he died carrying is still here, still read, still hidden, still refusing to die. Empires are loud, and they are temporary. A single book pressed into the hand of an enemy outlived them all. Next time on The Archive, a servant girl the mission board rejected who led 100 children across a war. Some books and some lives refuse to stay buried. Follow and hear the next one.